Today is Tech Tip Tuesday.
On this Tech Tip Tuesday, we're going to show you the importance of installing a heater and a bubbler into your water feature for the winter. So when installing your bubbler for the winter, you're going to want to not keep it on the bottom of the pond. The purpose of your bubbler is to actually break the surface of the pond and aerate some of the water for the fish. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to keep this at a shelf height just about so. Now, depending on your fountain head, it could be a little deeper or a little more shallow as well. So what we do is, this is a good height. We got our fountain head on, and now I'm going to go ahead and plug it in and show you exactly the right height that your bubbler should be at for the winter. Now this is what I'm talking about when your bubbler should break surface, but not be stirring the bottom of your ponds. Okay, so when installing your heater, keep in mind you're going to want to have it within a 3-foot range of your bubbler. This heater isn't actually to change the water temperature so much as it is to keep a hole in your ice over winter. This allows gases from your fish waste and debris in the pond to escape. Here's how we're going to do it. It should float within a 3-foot range all over here.
So Kyle showed you how to set it up in the fall when we were closing ponds, and now at the display ponds you can see how this is working. Now this particular one, we did not put a heater in right away, but there's nothing wrong with being able to put a heater right next to where this bubbler is, and then that way that's just going to expand that hole that much more. That bubbler has done a great job of keeping a hole in there, and we've been down to 8 degrees already. So now we're just going to want to put that heater in there in case we get that below zero weather like we normally get in January, just in case, so we can keep that hole open for our fin friends. Now in this scenario, we have had the heater in for a while. It's plugged in and it's right within about 3 feet, well, less than 3 feet of our bubbler, and look at the hole in the ice that it's keeping all through there. So this heater is doing a really good job at the temperatures that we have currently. What will happen is that heater will keep that hole in the ice even as it gets below zero. It just might close up a little bit more, but don't worry about it. That heater is definitely going to do its job. And on this display pond at the shop, the ice is formed and starting to get pretty thick around the proximity of where that heater and bubbler are. Basically what happens is it won't get super thick due to the movement of the water, and that heater is just enough. Now there's an internal temperature set on those heaters, so when the water temp gets about 30 degrees it kicks on. Otherwise this bubbler is going to definitely do its job. It's pulling any gases out, bringing them to the surface, and putting just that little bit of oxygen back into the water. And due to the fact that the fish go dormant and kind of hunker down in one spot, this hole is plenty big enough for the situation that we have on this pond. Now this pond is approximately 15 by like 18, and this one bubbler and heater are plenty for this pond to keep that hole in the ice. So on our recreation pond, it's 6.5 foot deep. So what we did is we have a Aquascape Pro 60 aerator with 2 diffusers, and we put them up on a shelf, so they're basically probably anywhere from 20 to 22 inches deep, and that is enough. With that Pro 60 is just boiling that water. All the fish just pretty much hunker down in the deepest point. This is allowing gases to be emitted just like the small ponds, but you can use these Pro 60s on a recreation pond, and a lot of times you don't have to use a heater. Now if you got these super cold temperatures that are way below zero, like 20 below with wind chill and stuff, I'll be able to still put a heater in there and just make sure I keep that hole in the ice. But over the years, this has been sufficient for our recreation pond in upstate New York. So that is another Tech Tip Tuesday brought to you by Decker Pondscapes. If you like this sort of thing, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, do whatever you got to do to get notified, because every Tuesday we'll be coming at you with another tip that hopefully will help you with your backyard pond.